Welcome to Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi, and welcome our guest, Slippery Rock University head football coach, Shawn Lutz. Coach, headed into your 10th year, you're getting ready to go to camp. I just want to go back and look at your first 9 years. It's just fascinating, 70 and 19. Your last 5 years averaging 11 wins per season, and over your tenure, 5 PSAC titles, 5 Division II playoff appearances, 3 Division II quarterfinals, and 1 semifinal. The only thing missing, Coach, is that D2 title game, and I know you're going to get there.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. The goals, really never change. I'm very fortunate to have, honestly, a great coaching staff and great players, and the foundation of this program has never changed. And I'm just honored to be a part of it. And we do have big goals. We're excited. We have a preseason ranking of 10th in the country coming in, but you know how that works. That doesn't matter until you go out and prove it. Very honored about one of our guys, Kyle Sheets, has signed his second contract. He was with the Saints, small school in Conneaut, with the Kansas City Chiefs. And when I see some pictures of him with Pat Mahomes and Kelsey, you're just proud to come from a small program and see him, at that stage. Whether he makes it or not, we're proud of him no matter what. But it's awesome to see a lot of good things are going that's been happening in this program.
And Kyle's an All-American. He's a big kid. Is he not, Coach, 6'4" or 6'3"?
Yeah, he's 6'4", all of 225, and he can high point a ball, he can run, and maybe he can make practice squad. We'll have to wait and see, but we're excited about his what he has done right now.
And let's look at last year, Coach. 12-2, 7-1 at home, 5-1 on the road. In the playoffs, first round, you defeated East Stroudsburg 45-14. Second round, you beat a real good Tifton team 45-35. And then the quarterfinals, a game I went to, losing to Kutztown 28-16. Coach, all the games I've ever seen in my life, it's one of the more bizarre football games I've ever watched, where you dominated between the red zones, up and down the field. I think you had, 450, 460 yards, twice as many yards as Kutztown. It looked like a day you were going to put up 40 or 50 points, and then a play, I'm going to get your take on it, how you handled it. Down 21-16, you're marching for the winning score there in the midway through the fourth quarter, and you're down in the red zone, and pass is picked off. I've never seen a return like this, 108 yards, and at iced the game for Kutztown. How did you handle that, and what did you say to your team? That had to be devastating.
Yeah, I mean, we were so close. If we would have won that game, would have been the Final Four, going to Colorado School of the Mines, and we were rolling at that point, man. We beat East Stroudsburg. Tiffin was #1 in the region. Kutztown right now is just one of those teams that, we got to get it changed if we ever play them again. But you're right. Think about this. You outgain a team by over 300 yards. They get 2 first downs in the second half, and you lose that football game. You can simply not turn over the ball in the red zone. We did that 3 times. We were running on that specific play. We were running a post corner to Kyle Sheets, and I think before he made his break, he got tackled pretty well. I don't like to blame anything on the officials. And, Braden Long, who's coming back, our Harlan Hill finalist quarterback, was trying to throw to where he was breaking to. You watch it, and he got grabbed so bad, but no excuse. We can't turn over the ball. It was a game that just, I don't know. The football gods must have been with Kutztown. Give them credit, but I've never been a part of a game where I thought we beat them between the lines. But it's football. It is football. It's crazy. We practice situations, scenarios, sudden changes, things like that. But we got to do better, and hopefully learn from that, and we'll move forward because of that.
It's something you could talk about to your team this year to get them back on focus for this season. That's over. There's nothing you could do about it. So let's look at 2024 and give me your analysis. Everything starts up front, Coach. Let's start with that offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Conrad's been our O-line coach for a long time, played for the Steelers. That'll be, on paper, our biggest weakness. We graduated 4 of our starting 5 seniors right there. We've had a group together a long time. We got Big Joe Cooper back, and we got to, from the portal and developing our young guys, we got to find out in camp who's going to, because you're only going to go as far as the guys take you up front. But what I'm excited about, we got Braden Longback, who was a Harlan Hill finalist, one of the best in Division II. We got a slew of running backs. We're good at the skill position. And I think that talent-wise, our defense is strong as it's ever been. We didn't really graduate many guys on defense, and very excited about what's returning on the defense side of the ball.
Chris Dior's back at running back.
Yeah, Chris Dior's back at running back, and then we got a Harlan Hill finalist because Notre Dame College shut their doors down up in Cleveland. Enrollment-wise, we probably got one of the best running backs in Division II on paper, named Idris Lawrence. He's from Pickerton, Ohio, and Columbus. He won 2 state championships. He was over 1,300 yards in 8 or 9 games last year. So he'll be joining the program, and we got some young running backs. And our main kick return guy that led the country in kick returns from Farrell High School, Kylon Wilson, is coming back. So we have the talent. We just got to piece together in camp. And the biggest thing, Coach, is our 2 opening games. It's a playoff team in New Haven coming to our place, and we're at Shepherd, who is a playoff team. So we're really going to find out where we're at the first 2 games of the year.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but you lost not only Sheets, but your top 2 receivers you lost.
Yeah, we also lost Cohen Russell as well.
Right.
But on the outside, we'll have Logan Ramper, who started out there. Tony Grimes, he's an Akron kid, Penn Hills kid. And we got some guys off the portal. Rashawn Harvey from West Liberty was over 1,000-yard guy at West Liberty. So we'll find out who those skill guys. I don't ever think we're going to have a lack of skill guys at Slippery Rock. We've done a good job, our staff. It's going to be, the game's going to be won. Like, it's coming back. And football is crazy again with the Michigan formula, how they won a national championship, pound and ground. And we're going to win because of what we do up front on the defensive line and on the offensive line. So we'll have to wait and see.
Coaches sometimes talk about balance. Some coaches don't care about balance. They just want to throw the ball. What's your philosophy there on offense? How would you describe what you do offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go fast. We're going to spread guys out, but we have to start. We got to be able to run the football. The overrated term is you got to win on 3rd down. You got to win on 1st down and 10. If you can devastate a defense on every 1st and 10, if you can get 4 yards or more and get in good positions to move that ball and win on that down, you're going to have a lot of success. You've always seen us throw the ball a lot of our big plays. But what people don't realize, we've had the top offense in the country the last 10 years. We've been 60% running the football, 40% passing the football, but everybody sees the big plays. The reason we get the big plays is because we have a really good running game. Hey,
Coach, you mentioned the transfer portal, and I pay attention to it, but what goes on with some of the other schools, I mean, the comings and goings, Pitt took in so many this year, so do all the other schools. How do you deal with it? Are you allowed to contact kids, or you have to wait until they contact you?
We have a site called AthLink that we use, but basically, Coach, after our last football game, we had 16 new transfer portal guys on our roster that you will see. And what happens is it's a portal. We have a guy just working every day on that to give us the names. We get it through another website, and it's free reign. As soon as they get on that portal, you contact anybody you want. Back in the day, you needed to have some connections. This guy knew this staff at Pitt, this guy knew that guy. It makes it easy. Now you don't really need to know anybody because you're getting this information that's showing up on this computer saying Shawn Lutz from Ohio State University, for example. And then when the season's over, you'll get 50 to 75 kids a day on that portal. So you got to be on that. But what the challenging thing is, you got to be able to recruit high school football players as well. And what's sad is high school recruiting is taking a back seat because everybody's trying to find that quick fix and take that next guy that could be a difference maker for their program.
Well, you understand the pressure on coaches. I've just used Pitt as an example. 3-9 last year, but they went heavy on a transfer portal because they just can't rely on the freshmen coming in. They can't afford to have another season like that.
Yeah, I mean, and they lost some guys. That's the other thing at our level I worry about. It hasn't happened yet, but are they going to poach our guys from the Division I level, some guys that have great careers at Division II level. Are you going to lose your top guys? But you have to do it. And luckily, we haven't had to deal with the NOI. And if you look at the best one, coach, was Ohio State University. They bought their team through the portal, okay, this past year. They got the quarterback from Kansas. They got one of the best players, their defensive back. I think he's from Alabama. I mean, look at that roster. Them in Oregon bought a lot of their players because of the portal. They already had good programs, but it's crazy the world we live in, and that's why I like the D2 level. It's a little more pure.
Now, yeah, Coach, when you have a player, let's say he comes from Ohio State, he was a backup running back, played, maybe had 400 yards rushing, and he says to you, "What's my NIL deal?" How do you respond to that?
I gotta tell him, like, right now, it's not going to happen here. If you want to win football games, get a good education, and I will say this because we've had guys get a shot at the, if you dominate, it doesn't matter where you come from anymore. Look at the Tyson Bagents of the world. Shepard's quarterback started games for the Chicago Bears last year. I know they have Caleb Williams, but he is their legitimate second string quarterback right now. And if you're good enough, they're going to find you. And these kids, I promise you this, Coach, if you ask my team right now at our first team meeting that we have when we come to camp, how many guys feel like you can play in a National Football League? 90% of them raise their hand. Now, maybe not one of them will make it, but as long as these guys feel like they have these goals and dreams, they have that opportunity, they think they can make it.
When I talked to Jerry Schmidt from Duquesne, every year he loses a couple of players to FBS schools. He lost his top receiver last year, went to Georgia Tech, so he's in that situation. I talked to Kirk Ferentz. He can only recruit one quarterback. I said, why? He said, if I recruit the second kid, the first one's going to leave.
Yeah, I'll give you a greatest situation. Their best football player was Todd Hill. He's from Steel Valley. He was the freshman player of the year. He had 15, 16 tackles against Florida State. He left Duquesne to walk on at Pitt. Okay. Didn't work out for him. Guess where he's at now? Slippery Rock. We have him with 1 year left, and he's a really good defensive end. But he wanted to test that higher level, and it didn't work out for him. And now he's at Slippery Rock.
Is it a red flag for you when you see a kid, he says, I'm interested in coming to the Rock. He's already been to 2 or 3 schools. Does that impact your decision with him?
Yeah, I do. We're going to do a character check, but the biggest thing I want to see, Coach, I don't get caught up if he's at Ohio State. And this is what I mean by this. Did he ever play there? I mean, he might not play football for 3 or 4 years, and that's kind of hard for us to take that. I want to see a young man play college football. I don't care. We get a lot of kids at the Division II level that has had great careers, but they want to win more, or Division III. I don't care where they come from, but we want to see film on a young man and playing football a little bit. Anybody, I'm saying, could walk on at WVU or Pitt, but if they never played and it's been 3 years later, what, are you just going to take a chance because of the resume at a Division I school? We want to do a character check, and we want to see, did they play at all? Can we have something to watch?
Hey, Coach, looking at your schedule, you open up with New Haven, as you mentioned, then Shepherd, top quality playoff teams, but they're in October, your big month. October 5th, you're at IUP. October 19th, you're at Cal. And you've really been strong, forged ahead of those programs during your tenure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a schedule. I mean, we never played IUP this early, and the bullseye's on our back right now. Everybody wants to beat us, but we're going to take care of ourselves. But the challenge of those first 2 games being playoff teams, we're going to find out right away where we come from. And why it's only a 10-game schedule, if you remember this, week 8, we have a bye because Mercyhurst went to Duquesne's conference.
You're reading my mind. I was just
and no offense, we put 75 points on them last year. I mean, so we couldn't find a week 8 game.
Why are they jumping up? I don't get it. And now they have to go from what, 35 to 60 some scholarships?
Yeah, I think they're Division I in hockey and a couple other sports, and nothing against them, but we found out the last minute where we didn't have a chance to fill another opponent. So it really it really hurt, scheduling wise. I don't know, a small school, I don't know if they can make a difference or what, but it really hurt us. So we're gonna have to look at some type of expansion of bringing somebody in and filling that, because we have a week 8 now bye, and it really hurts us. You know what I mean? So there's some things that
My
got to be
question
changed.
is, how can they afford these 63 scholarships?
Well, in that conference, coach, it's the max is 63 to 65, but I think in the Duquesne conference, there's a limit where you got to at least give 50. But they're a private school, so they already had a lot of scholarship money. So I don't think and it's not a big enrollment base there. I think their enrollment there is 1,200 or 1,300 compared to Slippery Rock, almost 9K.
I thought there was a stadium capacity requirement in moving up. Is that not the case?
You know what? It's more, I think, at the highest level. I think they've changed that over the years, but I'm kind of the wrong person because their stadium capacity would not fit what you're saying. Well, and it must not be because Duquesne don't have a big seating capacity either. They barely have a visiting sidelines.
So when you look at Mercyhurst is off your schedule and they're bumped up, any thoughts at all that might happen to the Rock someday?
Oh man, I mean, people, we got. I mean, we're top 5 in the country in total attendance here. I mean, we'll get close to 9 to 11,000 people for these night games, and we're just trying to compete for a national championship. And I want to do that first. I get asked that all the time, and with our name recognition, they putting it on the scoreboard at Michigan games, and people going crazy for the Rock. That's for the administration to figure it out. But whatever's going our way for the future, we'll take. But we like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I remember, Coach, when I was playing, and that's a while ago. We used to get letters from people from the state of Washington and all over the country. Good luck this season. It was just amazing, and the coaches would put it up on a bulletin board, and we would read those letters. Just fascinating that kind of interest in the Rock across the country.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud. I mean, it's your alma mater, and just a lot of people, great people that's been here. Vivian Stringer, I remember her being one of the best women's coaches around. We just want to make this place proud and continue to do great things.
Coach, have a great season. No doubt in my mind, you're knocking on that door. I know you're going to get there someday.
I really appreciate honor to be on this show. Appreciate you guys having me on, and go Rock.
Thank you, Coach. Have a great season. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Bye.
Bye. That's it for us on a special interview with Coach Shawn Lutz.
What you doing?
I'm gonna fix that toilet.
A sledgehammer.
Hey, you never know.
Maybe we should call a plumber.
No, I got this.
At Armstrong Comfort Solutions, our professional plumbers and service techs are standing by to help with all your plumbing and HVAC needs.
Everything okay down there?
Maybe I should call Armstrong Comfort Solutions.
Armstrong Comfort Solutions, where comfort is our middle name.
Zoom from Armstrong presents Home Pass Heroes. Jim wants to know where his kids are at all times.
What can I say? I'm a protective dad.
The Home Pass app, free with Zoom's enhanced Wi-Fi, lets him set primary devices for everybody in the household or frequent guests. Now he gets an alert when his kids leave or his mother-in-law arrives. Be the hero of your network with Zoom's enhanced Wi-Fi and the free Home Pass app. Available on the App Store and Google Play.